Red Bluff, 1883. The autumn wind carried more than dust through Red Bluff that October morning. It carried coal smoke from the mines, the distant lowing of cattle, and a sense that trouble was close. Eleanor Kate Brennan pressed her back to the weathered boards of Morrison's general store as a mining company wagon rattled past. 6 armed guards marched beside it, rifles flashing in the weak light. Kate had learned to read danger in small things: the set of a man's shoulders, the twitch of a horse's ear, the silence that followed powerful men. At 22, she'd buried more family than most twice her age. The fire that had destroyed her father's ranch still haunted her dreams, orange flames clawing the black sky, horses screaming, her father's last words lost to smoke. 2 years had passed and 2 states lay between her and that night, but grief had followed like a shadow. "Looking for work, miss?" The voice startled her. A stocky man in a stained apron leaned in Morrison's doorway, eyes sharp with the kind of understanding born from seeing too much desperation. "Depends on the work," Kate said, straightening her worn dress. Pride was a luxury, but one she hadn't yet sold. "Cattle drive needs a cook. $1 a day and meals. Leaves for Cheyenne by week's end." $1 a day meant food in her belly and maybe a chance to save something. She nodded. "Where do I sign on?" "Grady's camp, south of town. Ask for Sam Porter, the trail boss. Tell him you can handle yourself. You'll need to." Kate touched the pocket where her father's small derringer rested. "I can handle myself." She walked through Red Bluff, the town telling its story without words. False front buildings leaned into each other. Wagon ruts filled with dust. The Blue Lark Saloon perched on the corner, its painted bird looking more like a crow. 2 men stumbled out arguing. "Told you not to mention Willow Valley," one hissed. "Marcus wants it mapped before winter," the other muttered. They fell silent when they noticed her. One wore a deputy's badge, clutching a leather portfolio stamped Willow Tract. Kate's pulse quickened. Her father had once spoken of Willow Valley, a safe place far from greedy land men. If Marcus Thorne wanted it mapped, that safety was already in danger. 30 men and 4,000 longhorns waited by Sage Creek. She found Sam Porter near the horses, checking hooves. His face was carved by sun and dust. "You the trail boss?" she asked. "That's right. You cook?" "I've cooked for 20 ranch hands while fighting a grass fire. The beans didn't burn." A rare smile touched his mouth. "$1 a day. Bring your own bedroll. Chuck wagon's yours. We move out Friday at dawn." As Kate turned toward the wagon, shouts rose by the creek. A rider on a paint pony faced 3 miners in company uniforms. His English carried the careful cadence of a second language. "This is open range," he said. "Your boss has no claim here." "Smart folks learn to respect Mr. Thorne's interests," one miner sneered. "Then I must not be smart folks." Before fists or worse could fly, Kate stepped between them. She pulled her father's old pocket watch from her dress and raised her voice. "Mr. Porter," she called. "If I start Friday, I need to inventory supplies today. This gentleman offered to show me which merchants treat the camp fair, didn't you, sir?" The rider caught on instantly. "That's right, miss. Campbell's for flour, Morrison's for beans." The miners backed off, confused. When they were gone, the rider dismounted, movements fluid. "I didn't need rescuing," he said, amusement flickering in his eyes. "Neither did I," Kate replied. "Daniel Wolfe," he said, extending a calloused hand. "Folks call me Danny. Eleanor Brennan." "Kate. You always jump into other folks' fights." "Only unfair ones." He nodded. "Then we've got that in common." That night, as Kate organized the chuck wagon by lantern light, 3 men appeared at the edge of the glow. One wore a fine suit, the kind that didn't belong in cattle country. "Mr. Thorne," one miner said. "That's the woman who interfered earlier." Marcus Thorne stepped forward, smooth voice and snake's smile. "Miss Brennan, we haven't been introduced." "No need," Kate said, eyes on her supplies. "I'm just passing through." Everyone's passing through until they find a reason to stay. He picked up a can of peaches. Expensive taste for trail food. Mr. Porter provides well for his crew. Thorne's smile hardened. In this territory, Miss Brennan, survival depends on proper associations. I prefer honest work. Honest work, he echoed, mocking. Sometimes, that isn't enough. One of his men moved behind her, but before Kate could reach for her gun, Danny's voice came from the shadows. Let her go. He stepped into the light, knife glinting. Thorne chuckled. Please. We're civilized men. Then act like it. The tension broke only when Porter appeared with 6 armed drovers. She's under my protection, Porter said flatly. Anyone's got a problem with that, they've got a problem with me and 30 armed cowboys. Thorne's smile didn't fade, but his eyes promised vengeance. Enjoy your drive, Miss Brennan. The trail to Cheyenne can be dangerous. 3 mornings later, frost rimmed the sage. Kate crouched by the chuck wagon fire, coaxing heat from buffalo chips. Storm's coming, Danny said, crouching opposite. How can you tell? Winds changed 3 times. Horses restless. Weather builds against the big horns, then drops like a flood. Before she could reply, a shout split the dawn. Stampede. The ground trembled. 4,000 longhorns thundered loose. Cowboys shouted, scrambling for horses. Stay with the wagon, Danny barked, running for his mount. But Kate had grown up on a ranch. She knew what a stampede could do. She leapt to the driver's seat and whipped the team toward a rise. Through the dust, she saw young Ben Harrison pinned beside his fallen horse. Ben! Grab on! He clutched the sideboards as she hauled him up, steering the wagon through chaos. When the herd finally slowed, Ben's face was white with dust and terror. You saved my life. You'd have done the same. When the dust settled, 2 wagons lay overturned. Miraculously, no one was dead. Danny rode up, eyes blazing. I told you to stay put. She'd be dead if she had, Porter cut in. That was either the bravest or dumbest thing I've seen in 30 years. Little of both, Kate said. Danny frowned, then bent to the ground. He picked up a small mirror. This spooked them. Someone flashed light at the leaders from that ridge. Thorne, Porter muttered. By noon, dark clouds rolled in. The drive pushed for Willow Creek Canyon, reaching it just as a dust storm hit. Wind screamed. Sand bit their skin. Hail hammered canvas. Kate fought to tie down the wagon until Danny's hands were suddenly there, steadying hers. Inside, he shouted. They crawled beneath the wagon, pressed close as the storm raged. Need to share heat, he said quietly. That all right? Kate nodded. Their backs touched warmth against the cold. After a long silence, she whispered, Someone burned my father's ranch. You think it was deliberate? I know it was. We had water. Someone wanted it. Danny's voice softened. Truth matters, even when justice doesn't follow. When the storm broke, they climbed out into the muddy light alive. Among the supplies, Kate found hidden maps marked Willow Tract Company Mineral Assessment. Thorne's claims covered every water source. Then a lone rider arrived, William Chen, the laundryman from Red Bluff. Mr. Wolf, he said breathlessly. Deputy Barnes rides for Sheridan. Warrant for you both. Says you stole horses and kidnapped this woman. Kate's blood went cold. Danny looked at her. We ride tonight. By moonlight they slipped away, 2 fugitives bound for Willow Valley. 3 days later, the valley opened before them, green and alive, families working the land. Danny warned them Thorne's men were coming. Fear spread, then resolve. That night, the settlers met in a barn lit by lanterns. They'll come for the water first, Danny said, pointing to the maps. Then we use what we know, Kate added. The land can defend itself. When Thorne's riders finally appeared on the ridge, Deputy Barnes led them, shouting orders to seize the land. Danny stood beside Kate at the front of the crowd. This is our home, he called. You want it, you'll have to take it from all of us. Smoke rose suddenly from the hill's signal fires, set by the settlers. Horses panicked, gunfire cracked, and chaos swept the ridge. When Barnes aimed at Danny, Kate fired first, her derringer's shot striking his arm. The deputy fell, cursing. You'll hang for this. No, Danny said. You'll ride back and tell Thorne the valley stands. By dusk, Thorn's men had retreated. The valley held. That night, lanterns glowed in the barn as weary families gathered. The elder spoke quietly. "You've bought us time. Time to carry word to Cheyenne, maybe even Washington. Thorn won't stop, but neither will we." By the creek, moonlight silvered the water. Danny stood beside Kate. "You could leave now," he said. "No one would blame you." Kate stepped closer. "I lost everything once. I won't walk away from what we've built or from you." Their hands brushed calloused, warm, and steady. The land might not care about good or evil. But they did. And that made all the difference.